If you're in marketing or you run a business with a website, you have probably felt it. You know, that sinking feeling when you check your analytics. Today, we are breaking down a massive shift happening in the world of SEO. We're going to look at why your old strategies might be failing and what the new playbook looks like in this age of AI search.
Look, it's not just you. I'm talking across the board. People who have spent years building up their organic search presence are watching the numbers dip. That content that used to be a reliable workhorse, bringing in visitors day in and day out, it's just not performing like it used to. And it's a really weird, uncomfortable, and frankly clarifying moment for pretty much everyone.
You haven't changed your strategy, right? The articles are still high quality, you're still doing all the things you're supposed to do. So what gives? Well, the truth is, the game itself has changed. This isn't about your content suddenly getting worse. It's about a fundamental shift in how people search, and it's all being driven by a powerful new force.
And that brings us right to the heart of the issue, what I'm calling the vanishing traffic problem. See, users are getting the answers they need without ever having to visit your website. Let's break down exactly why this is happening.
And the culprit? Well, it has a name: AI overviews. These are those AI-generated summaries you're seeing at the very top of Google now. They basically scrape information from the top-ranking pages to spit out a direct answer right then and there. Now, for a user, that's super convenient, but it means the reason to actually click through to your article, well, it's disappeared.
So here's the crucial part. Not all of your content is getting hit equally. The stuff that's losing the most ground is that educational, top-of-funnel content. You know, the articles for people who are just starting their research, the what is guides, the how-to posts. And why? Well, because those are the easiest questions for an AI to answer in a quick summary, which makes your super detailed post kinda unnecessary for a quick search.
So this forces your hand, right? Do you keep fighting for traffic that's basically evaporating, or do you pivot? The smart money is on the pivot. It's time to shift your entire focus away from just chasing huge traffic numbers and toward what actually drives your business, the pipeline. We're talking about focusing on people who are close to actually making a purchase.
And what's really wild is just how decisive this pivot needs to be. We're talking a new strategy that puts a massive 80% of your resources into bottom-of-funnel and mid-funnel content. This is stuff for users who are deep in the buying cycle, people who are actively comparing their options and are ready to pull out their credit card. That leaves just 20% for the top-of-the-funnel content, which, as we'll see, now is a totally different supporting job to do.
And this quote just nails it. It perfectly sums up the business case for this whole shift. When you frame it this way, trading what we call vanity traffic for visitors who are actually interested in buying what you sell, the decision becomes a total no-brainer. A smaller, super engaged audience is so much more valuable than a huge passive one.
Okay, so theory is great, but what does this new high-value content actually look like in the real world? Let's break down a case study of a real article that was designed for this new reality and absolutely crushed it.
So, the article we're looking at is a super detailed guide that compares the best time tracking software, but, and this is key, specifically for the construction industry. You gotta notice that specificity. This is not some broad generic post. It's laser focused on a niche audience that has a very clear, very urgent problem they need to solve.
And this article's success, it was no accident. It followed a very specific blueprint. First, it targeted a high-intent query, someone who is clearly ready to buy. It used a transparent, honest review process. It even pointed out the weaknesses of the client's own product to build trust. And the whole thing was written for a buyer who is actively weighing their options, not some casual browser.
And the results? I mean, they were just staggering. This one single bottom of funnel, or BOFU, article generated more qualified leads and real business impact than 12 of the old-school informational blog posts combined. 12! That really shows you the power of focusing on a user's intent instead of just raw traffic volume.
A 12x result is so huge, it probably has you thinking, okay, so do I just delete my entire blog now? Well, not so fast. Your top of funnel, or TOFU content, isn't dead. It just has a brand new job description.
This right here lays out the change perfectly. The old job for TOFU content was to be the main traffic driver, the star of the show. Its new job? It's the supporting cast. It's there to build your site's overall topical authority on a subject, which then helps your more important bottom-of-funnel articles rank higher. It's a huge shift from star player to a crucial part of the team.
So how do you make your existing TOFU content pull its new weight? You gotta make it work harder.
Go back into those old posts and add sections that directly connect the info to your product. Use screenshots. Inject some quotes from your own internal experts to add unique value nobody else has. And sprinkle relevant, helpful calls to action throughout the piece, not just a generic one at the very end.
Now, this entire strategic pivot, it requires one last absolutely crucial change. You have to rethink how you measure success. Because if you're still looking at the same old analytics dashboards, you're going to miss the whole story.
So here's the challenge, right? The true value of this new approach is often totally invisible to our traditional analytics tools. Think about it. Someone might see your product mentioned in an AI overview, then they search for your brand directly, and then they convert. Well, your analytics are going to call that direct traffic, completely missing the fact that your SEO content kicked off that entire journey.
So you've got to start looking for new signals. Are more people searching specifically for your brand name? Is your direct traffic going up? Are the leads you're getting of a higher quality? And hey, are you getting mentioned in AI and LLM, that's large language model responses? These are the new KPIs, the new signs that your strategy is actually working.
And this brings us to a really critical final thought. AI overviews and this whole change in search are still pretty new. That means there's a strategic window open right now for people who are willing to adapt. But that advantage, it is not going to last forever as more and more people catch on.
The basic economics of content creation have fundamentally changed. AI is taking away the reason to create content that just drives traffic without driving actual revenue. So the question I want to leave you with is a simple one. Is your strategy built for the search engine of yesterday, or are you ready for what's next?